Good morning to you all. I'm Nayanajith Kumara from Department of Geography, Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences in University of Sri Jayewardenepura, Sri Lanka. So, imagine walking through a quiet village in Sri Lanka's dry zone. The sunrise rises over dry scrubland as a farmer steps out to inspect his crops only to find them trampled and destroyed, not by a drought or pest, but by the wild elephants. Searching for food in what used to be forest. This is not a rare incident. It is the daily reality for many rural communities across South Asia. Today, I am here to talk about a hidden struggle, how habitat fragmentation and human-elephant conflict, or HEC, are becoming major barrier to achieving the sustainable development goals in these regions. Our focus is dry zone of Sri Lanka, but the lessons resonate across the global south. Our research title is Challenging in Achieving Sustainable Development Goals for Rural Communities Due to the Habitat Fragmentation and Human-Elephant Conflict in South Asian countries, a geospatial and socio-economic assessment based on dry zone of Sri Lanka. Today, Sri Lanka's dry zone is critical for both agricultural and biodiversity, aligning directly with sustainable development goals like no poverty, zero hunger, climate action, and life on land. But development projects like the Mahavali scheme, while boosting irrigation and rural growth, have also led to intensive land use changes and forest fragmentations. Between 1995 to 2024, forest cover in elephant habitat Anuradhapura dropped by 15%, largely due to agriculture and settlement expansions. This has disrupted elephant habitat and intensified human-elephant conflict, causing over 70 human deaths and 250 elephant deaths annually. Despite using tools like remote sensing and GIS, advanced AI techniques, particularly convolutional neural networks, remain underused in Sri Lanka. Our study applies these technologies to analyze land changes, fragmentation, and the socio-economic impact of human-elephant conflict, providing evidence-based insight to support better land planning. This study supports to Sri Lanka's sustainable development commitment by addressing intersection of environmental conservation and rural livelihood security. So, the general objective of this research is to assess the land use, land cover changes of dry zone forest in Thirappane Divisional Secretariat Division of Anuradhapura District from 1995 to 2024. The specific objectives were to analyze land use changes and quantify forest fragmentation using remote sensing and GIS and AI-based CNN models. Secondly, to assess the relationship between the fragmentation and human-elephant conflict by analyzing elephant movement patterns and conflict frequency. And thirdly, to evaluate the socio-economic impact of human-elephant conflict and effectiveness of current mitigation strategies, particularly electric fencing. And this is the methodological flow diagram of our study. Before moving to the methodological flow, we have to talk about our study area. Our study area is Thirappane DSD, Divisional Secretariat Division, is landscape of dry monsoon forest, stands, and paddylands and settlements. The area has seen rising population density from 82 persons per square kilometers in 1981 to 128 persons per square kilometers in 2012, placing pressure on forests and increasing human-elephant conflict. It has tropical dry climate within around 1000 and 1500 millimeter annual rainfall, supports to endangered Asian elephant, making it a hotspot for conflict. And talking about our methodological overview, our methodology combines satellite-based remote sensing, AI-powered classifications, and field-based socio-economic data collections. We downloaded Landsat and Sentinel-2 images for 1995 and 2010 and 2024 from USGS Landsat and Sentinel Hub. And after pre-processing, we'll conduct a supervised classification. Then after, of course, vectorize these outputs using quantum GIS, and we use those quantum GIS output to those create annotated dataset using Sentisite.ai platform to train our artificial intelligence model. Using this, we trained YOLO version 8 convolutional neural network model, significantly improving classification accuracy. Next, we use forest fragmentation metrics such as patch density, H density, forest area, and mean patch area to assess forest structure changes. To understand the human impact, we conducted 60 household surveys, focus group discussion, and key informant interviews in 3 high conflicted GND in Tirapani Divisional Secretariat Division. These gave a deep insight into human-elephant conflict patterns, economic loss, and mitigation perceptions. And this is the used YOLO version 8 convolutional neural network pre-trained AI model. And let's move to the, these are the image gallery that we captured during our field surveys. So as you can see, let's move to our key findings sections. Our CNN model enhanced land use, land cover classification, improve overall accuracy from 89.1% to 91.6% within clearer class separations, especially between forest and agriculture compared to the random forest method. This allowed more reliable spatial analysis. This is how it looks like the land use land cover maps before the accuracy enhancement, and this is how it looks like the land use land cover map before the accuracy and after the accuracy enhancement using created trained AI artificial intelligence model. And talking about land use, land cover map showed the clear trends. Forest cover declined by 17.8%, and agriculture increased by 24.3%, and built-up areas expanded rapidly. As you can see, using these image maps and the statistic in the table and the graph. So these changes reflect both development pressure and shrinking natural habitats for elephants. And in terms of forest fragmentation, patch density rose from 0.0292 to 0.0554 patches per hectare. H density increased from 1.53 to 1.84 meter per hectare, and co-forest area dropped from 14 hectares to just to 6 hectares. This structural breakdown of forested and landmarks habitat more vulnerable and increases elephant intrusion into settlements. This is a serious and critical situation in current dry zone in Sri Lanka. As you can see, these are the forest fragmentation distribution map over the 3 times called 1995, 2010, and 2024. And our 2024 forest fragmentation map in this map, as you can see, overlaid with 2 kilometer buffer around forest edge and human elephant users on, I mean the corridors, elephant corridors showed the most human elephant conflict incidents occurred within these zones. So, interviews confirmed that elephants move along predictable paths, often through the fragmented forest, where fences are poorly maintained or entirely lost, entirely missing. As you can see, as I mentioned earlier, see how human-elephant conflict incidents are located in the within these 2 kilometer buffer near to the elephant corridors. And we also observed that strong positive correlation, I mean the R equal to 0.76 between agriculture expansion and human-elephant conflict frequency. As farmlands expand into former forest areas, elephants are left with fewer options and turn to raiding crops. This confirms that landscape changes is directly driving conflict. So, this density map shows the human-elephant conflict density. This red area is the high density human-elephant conflict area. I mean the 82, all 3 GND experience an average of slightly above 2 incidents per week, indicating that human-elephant conflict in a region is wide issue. So crop damage is increasing over 3 time period in selected GND, as you can see in this graph. So 82 of household reported frequent crop damages. And also, whether household recently expand cultivation, these graphs shows the whether household recently expanded cultivation areas or not. Household shows varying levels of expansion across GNDs. Expansion is likely driven by land availability, human-elephant conflict related losses, and income needs. Expansion may also increase exposure to elephant conflict zones. So, I mean, the 86 of respondents expressed dissatisfaction of current mitigation system like electric fencing, and majority of rating fences are only slightly effective, and very few rated them as high effective, indicating poor maintenance of electric fencing. I mean, the current mitigation system to add. This is not they say that this is not sufficient to address current human-elephant conflict as a problem. And conclusion section. Moving to conclusion section, this study provides strong evidence that unplanned land use, forest fragmentation, and poor managed mitigation strategies are influencing human-elephant conflict in Sri Lanka's dry zone. Our use of AI-enhanced classification provide high accuracy map that reveals how this transformation is happening, with correlation of R equal to 0.76 between agriculture and conflict. The link is undeniable. At the same time, the human toll is real, is lost income, destroyed crop, and damaged well-being. If we ignore these patterns, Sri Lanka's progress toward the sustainable development goals will be undermined, especially in rural and conservation priority zones. So, finally, here are some recommendations to address this issue in Sri Lanka's, South globally. Adopt integrated land use planning that balances agriculture with habitat conservation. Secondly, restore the protect ecological corridors to reduce fragmentation and support elephant movements. Thirdly, improve fence designing and maintains with proper placement based on the elephant behavior. Fourthly, evolve local communities in conflict management and monitoring. Fifthly, promote livelihoods diversification to reduce dependency on high-risk crops. Finally, scale up the use of artificial intelligence and geospatial tools for real-time land change monitoring and early conflict detection. So, this is holistic approach can help Sri Lanka and other countries in global south move towards sustainable development that works for both people and wildlife. Human-elephant conflict incident in Sri Lanka is a critical situation because it highly effective to the and may directly affect on the Sri Lanka's economy and livelihoods and education system, poverty. So we have to address this issue by focusing on these recommendations. Thank you.